Hello friends. This video is brought to you by mywayteaching.com.
Let us find the product of two whole numbers. Say 3 into 4 gives us 12, and 12 is greater than 3 as well as 4. That means product of two whole numbers is bigger than each of them. Let us now see what happens if we take two proper fractions. Say we take 2 by 3 multiply by 4 by 5. We get 8 by 15. Now we need to check 8 by 15 is greater than 2 by 3 or less than 2 by 3. Also we need to check whether 8 by 15 is greater than 4 by 5 or less than 4 by 5. We already know the procedure for comparing unlike fractions. So we will take the LCM of 3 and 15, which will be 15, and find equivalent fraction of 2 by 3 such that our denominator is 15. We get 10 by 15, implying that 2 by 3 is greater than 8 by 15. Similarly, let us find the equivalent fraction of 4 by 5 such that denominator is 15. We get 12 by 15, which is greater than 8 by 15, implying that 4 by 5 is greater than 8 by 15. That implies that when two proper fractions are multiplied, then the product is less than each of the fractions. Like here, 8 by 15 is less than 2 by 3 and it is also less than 4 by 5. Let us check what happens if we take two improper fractions. Say we take 7 by 3 into 5 by 2. We will get 35 by 6. Now let us check 35 by 6 is greater than 7 by 3 or less than 7 by 3. Similarly, we will check whether 35 by 6 is greater or less than 5 by 2. So the procedure is the same. We will find equivalent fractions. Firstly, find the LCM. We get LCM as 6 and the equivalent fraction of 7 by 3 with denominator 6 will be 14 by 6, which is clearly less than 35 by 6. Similarly, LCM of 2 and 6 is 6 and the equivalent fraction will be 15 by 6, which is less than 35 by 6, implying that 5 by 2 is less than 35 by 6. And we can say that when two improper fractions are multiplied, the product is greater than each of them. Like in this case, 35 by 6 is greater than 7 by 3 and 5 by 2. It's time to start with division of fractions. We start with the simplest case where a whole number is divided by a fraction. Consider 1 divided by 1 by 2. The answer will be equal to the number of half parts obtained when one whole thing is divided into half equal parts. So we have one whole which has to be divided into halves. So how many halves we get? We get 2 halves. That means 1 divided by half is equal to 2. Consider another example, 3 divided by 1 by 4. This means we have 3 whole things and we divide each whole thing into 1 by 4 equal parts and find out how many parts finally we get. And that would be our answer. So the number of 1 by 4 parts obtained when 3 whole things are divided into 1 by 4 equal parts each. And now to find the answer of 3 divided by 1 by 4, let us count the number of 1 by 4 parts we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the answer is 12. But this method of finding the division of whole number by a fraction would not be very practical. So we would define reciprocal of a fraction and reach a easier method to find the division of a whole number by a fraction. In simple language, we can say that reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2 by 1. So basically we interchange the numerator and the denominator. Similarly, reciprocal of 5 by 4 will be 4 by 5. So now we can understand this division 3 divided by 1 by 4 as changing the sign of division to multiplication and reciprocate the fraction. Let us check. We have 3. We change the sign of division to multiplication and take the reciprocal. We get 4 by 1. Answer would be 12, which is same as the answer we got by performing the practical division. Hence we state that to divide a whole number by any fraction, multiply that whole number by reciprocal of that fraction. This rule makes things much easier for us. If we have to find 1 divided by half, we can simply multiply 1 with reciprocal of 1 by 2, which is 2 by 1, and get 2 as the answer. If we consider 4 divided by 2 by 5, this is same as multiplying 4 with reciprocal of 2 by 5, that is 5 by 2, and now solving it, our answer is 10. Now consider the case if we had 4 divided by 2 by 5. Firstly, we will convert this mixed fraction to improper fraction. So we have 4 divided by 5 to the 10 plus 2 12. 12 by 5. Now multiply 4 with the reciprocal. At this stage we can simplify further. 4 times 3 is 12. So final answer is 5 by 3. That means while dividing a whole number by a mixed fraction, first convert the mixed fraction into improper fraction and then solve it. Let us now see what happens if we have to divide a fraction, say 3 by 4, by a whole number. We can solve this using our earlier observation. We can write this as 3 by 4 divided by 3 by 1. Now, using the rule, we can reciprocate the second fraction and get 3 by 4 multiplied by 1 by 3. Now solve it further and we are left with 1 by 4. That means while dividing a fraction by a whole number, first write the whole number as a fraction and then solve the division by multiplying the given fraction with the reciprocal. Let us now consider division of a fraction by another fraction. Say we have to divide 1 by 3 by 5 by 6. To find the answer, simply we will multiply 1 by 3 with the reciprocal of 5 by 6, that is 6 by 5. Let us solve this further. 3 times 2 is 6. So we have 2 by 5 as the answer. That means while dividing a fraction by another fraction, multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction.